The Dandies world is well known for being a game on Roblox that has been famous for a long time. Though the game's been going through controversies for a bit, it has been going through a big controversy right now, which I'm not going to discover in this video. And also, yes, by the way, this video is obviously from an animation, but we're not talking about that either. But the animation's good, even though they use AI voices. Um, but anyway, but there is an AU that shows what if the entire that happens over years of the tune stuck inside the heat of Garden View, which is them and their eventual deaths. And I am not going to be reacting to the AU mostly because it is disturbing. But I will be designing, but I will be making something for them, which I hope the creator sees, which which is called Resurrection Perimeters. It's not my own AU. It's mostly just me designing them like what if they were resurrected from the dead. Mostly, this is what would happen. Oh, great, we got an ad. Okay. This is mostly about what. And this is mostly if they were brought back from a ritual. Ritual brings them back to life, and well, it was thought that this would work greatly, but but it ends up creating monsters, which used to been which they are alive and they have their mind back, but they are not, but they are not 100% themselves anymore. New body, well, sort of new body, mostly a new monstrous body. Though this is just part one, and some of them are not going to be designed until we get more lore on them. This is only part one from part one of the AU. So let's then get started. Starting things off, we have Sprout right here. Sprout's fate is that he started because he's a fruit. He started to mold away with holes in him inside everywhere in his body, and with maggots in the corner, with one eye hanging. Though he's still holding his eye, which must mean that he's still alive, but slowly molding away to his fate. So, for my design, for my design for him, I'm gonna choose for when he'll look. So let's enjoy what he'll look like when he is resurrected.
Today we're talking about memes that turned into tragedies. In February 2016, two ordinary high school students unknowingly created one of the biggest internet memes of the decade. Damn, Daniel! Damn, Daniel! Back at it again with the white man! Within a matter of days, those two words had spread across the internet, turning an inside joke between friends into a viral phenomenon. Their names were Daniel Lara and Joshua Holes. And unlike many viral stars, they weren't trying to become famous. They weren't YouTubers chasing views, influencers building an audience, or comedians hoping one of their videos would go viral. Instead, they were simply two friends joking around at school, completely unaware that a 30-second video would soon lead to national television appearances, a lifetime supply of vans, and the darker side of internet fame. The story began at a Riverside High School in Riverside, California, where Joshua Holes regularly recorded short videos of his friend Daniel Lara throughout the school day. Whenever Josh spotted Daniel wearing a good outfit, he'd pull out his phone, point the camera at him, and yell, "Damn Daniel," before the two laughed and went about their day. Over time, another line became part of the joke whenever Daniel wore the same pair of white Vans. Josh would shout the phrase, "Back at it again with the white Vans," turning Daniel's white Vans into the running joke. The videos lived almost exclusively on Snapchat, where they disappeared after being viewed and were never expected to be seen by anyone outside their friend group. After weeks of recording clips, Josh decided to stitch several of them together into a single 30-second montage. On On February 15, 2016, he uploaded it to Twitter without expecting much to happen. Daniel walked around campus wearing different outfits, while Josh repeated the same two phrases over and over again. It was simply two friends entertaining each other, and that authenticity became one of the biggest reasons why people thought it was funny. Friends repeated the joke in school hallways, families made their own versions at home, and social media quickly filled with parodies featuring celebrities, athletes, and complete strangers wearing white shoes. The original upload exploded across Twitter before spreading to Vine, Facebook, YouTube, and countless of other repost pages. Within days, the video had accumulated hundreds of thousands of likes and retweets while being replayed millions of times. What had started as a joke between two classmates had officially became one of the biggest memes of 2016. In early 2016, Vine was still one of the internet's biggest platforms. Twitter made it easy for viral clips to spread within hours, and short catchphrases regularly dominated online conversations. Damn Daniel fit perfectly into that environment. He found around celebrities, athletes, television personalities, and even major brands were joining in, pushing the meme even further into the mainstream. Traditional media quickly took notice. News stations began covering the phenomenon. Websites published articles trying to explain why everyone was suddenly saying Damn Daniel, and television producers wanted to meet the teenager behind it. Less than 2 weeks after the original upload, Daniel, Laura, and Joshua Holes appeared on The Ellen Show. During the interview, Ellen revealed that the original video had already been viewed roughly 45 million times. During the interview, Daniel received a lifetime supply of Vans, the same shoe that had unintentionally become synonymous with the fame. For a teenager who had never planned on becoming famous, it was an almost surreal reward for a joke that had started in the hallways of his high school. Rather than keeping the shoes for himself, multiple reports state that Daniel donated them to children at a university children's hospital. The decision earned widespread praise online and became one of the most wholesome moments in a story that had otherwise been driven by internet fame. Unfortunately, though, the attention surrounding the meme eventually attracted people with far worse intentions. As millions of strangers became familiar with Daniel and Josh, they also became targets for harassment that neither of them had anticipated. Just days after the video went viral, someone made a false emergency call claiming that Josh Holt had shot his mother with an AK-47 inside of their home in Riverside, California. Believing they were responding to an active shooting, police rushed to the house around 1 a.m.
You may be confused with this meant to be right here, but it's meant to be a maggot.
Officers, along with specialized units.
These things are right here are meant to be maggots. It's like it's hard to see, but if you have seen it, there are maggots swarming him. I want to make his other arm a maggot, but because currently one of his arms are missing, even though I kind of have that on the wrong side. I think for
this incident was an early example of swatting, and although nobody was injured, the outcome could have been much worse. Officers believed they were responding to a deadly crime, placing both Josh's family and the responding police in unnecessary danger because of a false report. According to Josh's family, the hoax was likely connected to the video's sudden viral success. As they had already been receiving strange phone calls and emails from strangers, police treated the case as a criminal investigation. Nothing that filing a false emergency report carried serious legal consequences under California law. What began as a harmless joke between two classmates had suddenly escalated into a life-threatening situation, showing how quickly overnight internet fame could attract people willing to take things far beyond the screen. Despite everything that happened, the attention eventually faded. Daniel and Josh remained in the public eye for a short time as interviews and media appearances continued, but the internet inevitably moved on to its next obsession. Even so, Daniel continued to live on long after the headline disappeared, becoming one of the defining memes of the 2010s. One rumor that has continued circulating over the years is a claim that Daniel, Laura, and Joshua Holt became involved in a major legal dispute after the meme's success. While that story frequently appears in comment sections and discussion forums, there is very little reliable evidence supporting it. However, I do believe that there is a good chance that Joshua got jealous. After all, he was the one to record the video, say the catchphrase, and the one to post it on his account, while Daniel just stood there. While Daniel got all the praise and shoes for a lifetime, Josh only got a surfboard. Yeah, me personally, I would be pissed. More than a decade later, Daniel most defining memes of the 2010s. Although it didn't lead to nowhere, they are now living their lives in private. In July 2012, a single photograph taken inside a Burger King restaurant sparked one of the internet's most infamous food scandals. Not only that, but a legendary cursed photo that became one of the biggest memes. At first glance, it didn't seem like much. It showed an employee standing with both feet inside two plastic containers of lettuce while wearing his work uniform. Attached to the image was a simple caption, "This is the lettuce you eat at Burger King." Within hours, the photo had spread across the internet. The employee had been identified, and what began as a joke between friends quickly spiraled into a story that would follow him for the rest of his life. The photograph was taken on July 13, 2012, inside a Burger King on Mayfield Road in Mayfield Heights, Ohio. According to the man later identified as the employee in the picture, a friend had snapped the photo as a joke while they were working together in the kitchen. He maintained that he never uploaded the image himself. Instead, another friend anonymously posted it online a few days later simply to get a rise out of people. At the time, none of them expected the joke to leave their small circle of friends. That changed on the night of July 16th, when the photo appeared on 4chan's infamous B-board at 11:38 p.m. Eastern Time. Less than 10 minutes later, other users began examining the image for clues. The photo still contained EXIF metadata, which can store information such as the date the picture was taken, the device used to capture it, and in some cases, location data. Users also noticed a barcode visible in the background of the kitchen. By combining those clues, they narrowed the image down to a specific Burger King in Mayfield Heights, Ohio. Within roughly 12 minutes of the original upload, someone had already posted the restaurant's address. Once the information became public, the situation escalated almost immediately. People began calling the restaurant, sending the image to local news outlets, and flooding the Burger King's Facebook page with comments about the photograph.
When did you last see her?
Find out everything you can. You'll be seeing a lot more of DSS.
Just got anything like a brother I didn't know.
We're gonna get those prices way down. Slash your prices. Bring down the prices.
He promised to lower prices, and so far, he hasn't delivered. Today, you're paying more at the gas pump, more to feed your family, healthcare, electric bills, groceries, plane tickets. This summer, it feels like everything costs more. You're not imagining it. Trump's decisions have raised the prices you pay. He imposed illegal tariffs on imported goods that cost households thousands of dollars. He started a war in the Middle East that has sent gas prices skyrocketing. He cut taxes for billionaires and raised healthcare premiums for millions of families. He's spending billions to stop clean energy projects that would have lowered electricity costs. At the end of the day, Trump's a billionaire who doesn't understand what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck. Anyone who's trying to make ends meet knows there is a problem. The truth is, Trump is making your life more expensive. Find out why you are paying more this summer at stickershocksummer.org.
Cleveland Scene magazine picked up the story the following day and contacted the restaurant directly. According to the publication, the breakfast shift manager looked at the image and immediately recognized the employee, reportedly responding, "Oh, I know who that is. He's getting fired." The fallout inside the restaurant was swift. 3 employees ultimately lost their jobs because of the incident, and the Cuyahoga County Board of Health launched an investigation into what had happened. Fortunately, investigators determined that the lettuce shown in the photograph had never been served to customers. A manager had already noticed that it appeared dirty and discarded in the following day before it could be used. Years later, the employee at the center of the photo said he would never have come forward if contaminated food was actually been served, believing the consequences would have been far more severe. For years, the identity of the employee remained a mystery. Then in December 2024, a man named Alex publicly claimed that he was the person standing in the lettuce. Posting under names such as Epic Alex Time, Foot Lettuce Man and Foot Lettuce Guy. He hosted a Reddit AMA titled I'm the Real Guy Behind the Infamous Burger King Foot Lettuce Meme. 12 years later, I'm here to tell my story. To support his claims, Alex shared photographs of his 2012 Mayfield Heights High School yearbook, matching both the time period and location of the incident. The anonymous friend who had originally posted the photo also later spoke to a journalist, helping reinforce Alex's account. Alex described the entire incident as nothing more than a stupid joke between coworkers. He confirmed that he was fired, but said no legal action was ever taken against him. Looking back, he admitted that he often behaved immaturely while working in the kitchen, recalling pranks such as eating whole raw onions and piling inches of mayonnaise onto burgers whenever customers requested for extra. Although he expressed regret over how the photo affected his life, he also approached the story with humor. Over the years, he attempted to move forward by creating music, making videos online, and gradually embracing the internet identity that had been forced upon him. The photograph found a second life in 2017 when YouTuber's Chills featured it in a video covering mysteries solved by 4chan users. This segment began with 4 words that would become just as recognizable as the image itself.
Number 15. Burger King foot lettuce. The last thing you'd want in your Burger King burger is someone's foot fungus, but as it turns out, that might be what you get.
Chill's slow, dramatic delivery quickly became a meme of its own, introducing the story to millions of people who had never seen the original 2012 scandal. The clip inspired remixes, parodies, copy pasta, and countless jokes across the internet, transforming what had once been a local news story into one of the most recognizable memes of the decade. Chills would later lean into the joke himself, even releasing a song titled Number 15. After revealing his identity in late 2024, Alex began reconnecting with a story that had defined so much of his life. He uploaded a YouTube video telling his side of the events, participated in interviews, and said he had even sat down with Chills, bringing the story full circle more than a decade after the photograph was taken. He also spoke openly about being doxxed after the image went viral, the embarrassment of becoming known as the Burger King foot lettuce guy, and the difficulty of moving on from a mistake that millions of strangers refuse to forget. Rather than continuing to run from the meme, he eventually embraced it, turning something that had once brought him shame into a part of his online identity. That comeback would prove to be tragically short-lived. On July 10th, 2025, Alex passed away after what friends described as years of personal struggles and ongoing health issues. While few details surrounding his death were made public, many who had followed his story reflected on how a prank that lasted only a few seconds had shaped the next 13 years of his life. What began as a joke between friends inside a fast food kitchen eventually became a global meme, a cautionary tale about internet fame, and, for the man at the center of it all, something he could never truly leave behind. One of the biggest internet memes of the early 2000s almost never happened. It only exists because a teenager accidentally left a videotape behind at school. Had he remembered it to take it home, millions of people never would have known his face. His life would have been turned upside down, and Star Wars Kid probably would have never become part of internet history. That teenager is Jilon Raza, a shy 14-year-old student attending St. Joseph in Quebec. In November 2002, he was helping a classmate with a school media project when he picked up a golf ball retriever and began pretending it was a lightsaber. The footage wasn't meant to be a finished video or a performance for anyone else. According to later accounts, he was experimenting with movements or visual effects that weren't working correctly. After a few practice takes, he started swinging the retriever around like Darth Maul, creating what should have been nothing more than an embarrassing outtake between classmates. When filming that, G-Lone accidentally left the videotape behind in the school's media room. For months, nothing happened. Then another student found it. Instead of returning the tape, it was shared with friends before eventually making its way onto the internet. This was still years before YouTube existed, so the video spread through peer-to-peer file sharing programs like Kazaa, personal websites, and online forums. Despite the internet looking nothing like it does today, the clip spread with incredible speed, becoming one of the earliest viral videos of the digital age. People couldn't get enough of it, Some thought it was genuinely funny, while others began turning it into something entirely different. The original footage was quickly edited, with glowing lightsabers, Star Wars sound effects, dramatic music, explosions, and elaborate visual effects that made it look like Jalone was fighting in scenes straight out of the movies. Each new remix introduced the video to even more people, and before long it had escaped internet forums altogether. News outlets began covering the phenomenon, and the teenager in the video had unknowingly become one of the most recognizable faces online. While millions of strangers were laughing, Jalone was living through hell. The attention followed him back to school, where he became the target of relentless bullying from classmates who now saw him as the internet's latest joke. According to multiple reports, the harassment became so severe that he eventually left the school and continued his education through tutoring. The emotional toll was devastating, and he later received psychiatric treatment as he struggled with the overwhelming humiliation of becoming famous for something that had never been meant to be seen public. The internet wasn't the only place where his privacy disappeared. As the story grew, journalists tracked down his family and showed up at his home hoping to get interviews. At the time, there were very few conversations about online privacy or whether someone should become famous because another person uploaded an embarrassing video without their permission. Instead, the clip continued spreading while Jalone dealt with consequences that few people watching ever stopped to consider. In July 2003, his family filed a lawsuit against the families of the classmates they believed were responsible for circulating the videotape. The lawsuit argued that distributing the footage without his consent had caused lasting psychological harm. After several years, the case was settled out of court in 2006, becoming one of the earliest legal disputes to highlight the real-world consequences of viral content and online privacy. For years, Jalone stayed almost entirely out of the public eye. But as conversations around cyberbullying and digital responsibility became more common, he eventually spoke about what happened, hoping others could learn from his experience. Rather than letting one embarrassing moment define him forever, he went to study law at McGill University and later used his story to advocate for kindness online and the importance of treating real people like human beings instead of entertainment. Today, the Star Wars kid is remembered as one of the defining memes of the early internet. But looking back, it's also remembered for something much more important. Long before people understood the lasting consequences of going viral, Jalone Raza became one of the first people to experience them firsthand. A videotape that should have stayed inside a classroom instead became a permanent part of internet history and forever changed the life of a teenager who never wanted anyone to see it. Shout out to all my Patreons, Odds, Tug, Israel of Hebron, and Misty for joining the Morbid Cemetery on Patreon. And of course, thank you so much for watching to the end of this video, and if you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe because it does help the channel a lot. Thank you guys for clicking in the first place, and I'll see you guys in my next video. See you guys.
Almost done, guys. We're going to and finish this off with. Wait a minute. I'm not done yet.
You run this one.
Can I please bite a chunk out of that ass?
Hopefully you guys can hear this song. Will not do shading. So here's Sprout. When Sprout was resurrected back to a more energetic self, being more energetic, he kind of changed in how he did. His his limbs had gained more strength, but he still has mold and lost an eye. But this, and has loss of sight, but somehow he gained a psychic connection to the multiple maggots inside of his body, which somehow can tell him where to go. Oops. Let's refresh.
Free yourself from prying eyes. Ask privately with duck.ai. Visit duck.ai to chat privately with ChatGPT, Claude, and other AIs for free. All in one place. Duck.ai is from DuckDuckGo, where AI is private and optional.
Sing the boldest cheesy crunch. Chop on my cheddar.
Yeah. By the way, some of the views you might hear are not from me, owned by me. So yeah, just let you know. But here's Sprout. Discovery over time, black stains started to form on him. It might be a defect part hurt for when brought back to life, or well, at least by the energy and stuff. He always wears gloves. He always tries to still make stuff, though it's hard for him to because his of the mold on his hand and the black stains. original. Resurrected. Up next, we have Shelley. Shelley has died, and Shelley has died due to being prehistoric, becoming a fossil. Just basically just a lot, just like an animite. For this design, I'm gonna go ahead and go for something kind of like it still feels like for this design we're gonna be going for something like dinosaur-esque.
Share reduces stress.
What they say. Mike and Ike, we got you.
He loves the sound of earning and saving money on vintage. Don't wear it, sell it. I had a lunch break. I thought I'd come home and eat with you. First off, he sounds completely assless. Uncle Jiggins, spoosh, he needs his brush. Dough ice cream for lunch? What kind of mother would I be? How about scrambled eggs? And that's for breakfast. That's right. How about pasta? With bacon? Do you want to know something silly? Yes, sometimes I think about when you were not a one person. Do you remember that? I was big and County. Do you remember where you were before that? No. You were in my heart. Can I go into your heart? Such sweetness, although you seem lonely.
Listen, Adam, what the? Okay.
Somebody was in the house.
So I just saw a creepy commercial.
Acton's medical knowledge was described as insufficient to Ohio's medical board, and she admitted to emotional or mental illness, drug addiction, or an alcohol problem. Later, Acton told the medical board she was clean, but days later, police came to her house, finding that she combined alcohol.
Senator John Husted steps up for veterans, helping expand healthcare access for vets, delivering a military pay raise, and ensuring they'll always be paid. Thank you, Senator Husted, for stepping up.
Call Senator John Houston. Tell him to keep delivering for Ohio veterans.
Have a shredded pepperoni and toasted cheese? The pepperoni pizza from Little Caesar sure is tasty.
Finally, we can eat pizza just like Spider-Man.
The pepperoni pizza for $8.99 at Little Caesars. See Spider-Man brand new day in theaters July 31st.
Pizza, pizza.
Here's Shelly's official design. Here's Shelly's design. When resurrected back to life, the stone began to crumble except for parts. Despite looking like that, looking like a part her hands, lower body, and head and ribs are well separated. They're all somehow somewhat connected together, despite not being connected at all. Flying, but always moving along where her body goes. Also, Shelly grows an extra eye through where the Omnight hole is. Like the Omnight also came back to life, but only as an eyeball. More for her, she grew to tail with rocky like thorns, and also grew, and also one of her hands turned into a giant rock-like fist. Highly, though, goes right back to life. She still has like, she isn't acting herself most of the time, mostly acting like a dinosaur, mostly a T-Rex. But eventually she came back to her normal senses, and she's almost normal, well, besides the body, of course.
Advil. That's real strength.
Oh, wait a minute. Her dress got extremely dirty from. Her dress is completely dirty from being in stone for years, which is why Hate's covering a lot of these unknown stains. These stains are likely meant to be ichor that was left by, and is now and also the ichor is used to show what part of your dress is damaged, or suits or dress are damaged. We only have a few left for this part, guys. Part 2, we're going to be doing Astro and Dial, but we're going to be finishing this video off by doing Pebble and V. For Pebble, mostly for him, I want to do something like, I want to make it where the rocks are floating, but sort of representing his, or kind of almost represent his, like, body from, like, well, kind of to represent his Twisted in a way. So, draw.
Same pain, same meds, same struggling for symptom relief. Injections like Humira and Enbrel work similarly to treat moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis. But if your symptoms haven't improved enough, Rinvoq works differently. It's a once-daily pill that can rapidly relieve RA joint pain, stiffness, and swelling as fast as 1 week for some. Even after 5 years, many people felt this relief. And Rinvoq can stop further joint damage.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. More treatment tested infections, blood clots, and fatal cancers, including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occur. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events: infection, Hep B or C, smoke, or pregnant or pregnant. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Do something different. Ask your doctor if switching to Rinvoq is right for you.
I'm replaying. I mean, this 3 songs for the past bit, but it was so good. When Pebble was resurrected back to life, after being just pieces of crumbled rock, and the rocks started to forge together, or almost. As if expected, the black stands is Icar, which is our blood source, and it cannot fully connect his body, but it was able to reforge pieces back together. But his face remained gone. But now, but somehow, after her sprout drawn face on in him, his face, the drawing is actually surprising. He started to actually come to life, and it became his actual real face. It's becoming an animated drawing that can move around wherever. It explains why his body is quite small. Despite okay, and guys, and last but for part 1, we got V. V is the last of them, and as we see here, V. Wait, let me. Whoops! I actually got Pebble's body back. There. She's still alive, but became an unused, messed up hardware for many years. For this, I want to make her like a glitched program, like a corrupted virus, but that ends up being that was consumed by what was left of the antivirus, and part of it became part of her. But this is
think our neighborhood has moved. We're in the past, aren't we?
We're gonna survive. Every fight, every death, trying to hold on. I can feel it slipping away. Who I am, who I was. That's gone. There won't be anything left except the rage.
John Huston think about everyday people just trying to get by?
They're just not very experienced at navigating the real world.
Really? Huston voted to cut Medicaid to pay for tax cuts for billionaires. Tell John Huston to stop raising our health care costs.
Why does my psoriasis always get in the way? I've tried lotions, pills. They haven't done enough for me. I hate that he has to see it. But the day he turned off the light, that broke me. I'm so done.
Talk to your dermatologist about your psoriasis symptoms and treatment options. Go to SoDone.com.
And I know that this song was there. I just want to do these 3 songs. I really like them.
lights, we built a backyard soccer field and added some fun outdoor string lights to get ready for the game.
We can change atmosphere depending on the vibe.
We could switch team colors, create different moods,
and we're celebrating the only way we know how.
At Ollie's, you'll save money on a lot of real brands like Candy, Even, and everything is up to 70% off the fancy store prices.
I got this awesome vacuum.
The good paper towels.
I got
Yeah,
my
it
favorite
works.
shampoo.
All these dolls.
You won't believe what you'll find and how much you'll save.
Holy
Good stuff, cheap.
It's like, I wanna try to find Trinity, like a full version of the song.
Ownership is out of reach for too many Ohioans. Senator John Husted is doing something about it. Husted helped pass the 21st Century Road to Housing Act that eliminates outdated regulations driving up costs, lowers rent prices, and restricts corporate investors from buying up family homes. Husted's leadership is bringing relief to Ohio families facing the high cost of living. Thank Senator Husted for fighting for more affordable housing.
Are you still there? That's a silly question. I know you are. Hard to let go of things, isn't it? You stillborn friend. You see, when you're soaked in the water, all the way down to the bottom, with all this pressure on you, they say it's excruciating pain when you make contact with the air again. It doesn't hurt to invite the water in, not even be a relief for your flesh. And in the end, that's what lasts from it. But fear not. You won't have to worry about this anymore, friend. You're deep down the lake.
Because the juggle is real. And the mom guilt is too. Give more love than humanly possible when you feed a Hill's scientifically proven formula. Because you're only human, there's Hill's.
Boston University offers innovative online master's programs in AI for just $25,000 in total tuition. Choose from career-focused programs that teach the latest AI technology. Explore BU today.
Free yourself from prying eyes. Ask privately with duck.ai. Visit duck.ai to chat privately with ChatGPT, Claude, and other AIs for free.
When V was resurrected, Brother what it did refix, especially organic, but hers became organic. The antenna became off. The antenna, so we started to open up like eyes and revealed eyes. The broken half of the screen made a secondary face, which was also learned that it was part of a corrupted program that had somehow lasted a long time. Her wires formed the hands of a very strong electricity, and her tail became sentient, with the microphone also becoming an eyeball. And parts of her and a leg and arm became pixely, like a video game. Well, that's the end of this video, guys. So we just brought 4 of them back to life. Sprout, Shelly, Pebble, and V have been finished. Part 2, we're going to be doing Astro, and also we're going to be doing Astro and also, how the heck did I forget his name? Part 2, we're going to be doing Astro and also Dial. When October arrives, we're going to be actually no, we're going to be doing the season 1 as well. And obviously, though, I'm not going to do them when it's already far past those events. So yeah. But this has been recording for about an hour, and well, I'd like to relax. So, more videos, guys. Please subscribe, and see you next time. And eventually we're gonna do part 2, and also I will be planning a reaction video sometime. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe today. I don't know. Maybe later today, or once again maybe tomorrow. But who knows? For more videos, subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.